guys, I'm Claire. This is my toolbox. I chose, for my grade, I chose kindergarten because it's the closest thing to what I actually do, which is preschool. So I'm more interested in that. And so, I chose Centers Around Math. So all three of them are on math. My first rotation is exploring lengths, as in long and short. And so for that, I have various things in here that I would set out on a table and let the kids look at and kind of pick out what's short and what's long. So for comparison, I have a tall water bottle and a little short cup here. The jump rope to represent the longest thing that I have. A little toy. I guess you compare it to something and it would be short. So if I asked a child which one was long and which one was short, you compare these two. I have little teddy bears that could represent something short. And then I have a pen and a pencil. So could ask the child which one's longer. These two. Let's see. Have different things in here for that. And so that represents, just teaching the vocabulary of long and short, and comparing things. It comes from the extended standard number 5, which is use of vocabulary related to length of items. And then that's all for that one. Rotation 2 has to do with numbers and recognizing numbers 0 through 12. The standard for that is recognizing the numerals 0 through 12. And then I chose, I found these, which have foam. They have the foam letters in there, but also the foam numbers. And so I thought that would be fun for the kids if I had like a water table or something, and you could put the numbers in there, and then they would float around, and the kids could play in the water and pick out the numbers, and then I could ask them, to find me the number 5 and things like that. Because with small children, at least in my experience, they always love water and getting messy, and anything you put in there with water, they get interested in. So just use that to kind of play with, and then put in, conversations about numbers in there. And then the third rotation I have is exploring shapes. And so I found these blocks that have various shapes in them. They have squares and cubes and triangles and rectangles and different things. And so like I said, we sat on a table and build with the kids, and they can build towers or whatever, or just play with them, and then we can talk about what shapes they have, what shapes they're using. You can also, because these have different colors, you can put in, talk about different colors that they're using. And then I found this little train, which also has different shapes in it. So put that along with the blocks, and then thought kids would enjoy playing with that, and then you can talk about different shapes, and we even have more unusual shapes that you can introduce as well into that. And then as an added thing, you could always, with shapes, give them paper and pens and markers or whatever, and ask them to see if they can actually draw the shapes that they're looking at. And then I forgot with the length rotation, also I have a clock, and so with short and long, you can introduce clocks and talk about the shorthand and the longhand, and then you can also talk about numbers with that, and shapes. So this really can represent any of those rotations. And that's all I have. Oh, I do have a data sheet here. Just the simplest one I could find. Just kind of talks about, has a place for the activity or the setting that you're at, the objective that you're trying to teach, and just a place to put information on what the kids actually did. So that's just a simple way to kind of keep track of what the kids are doing as you're doing rotations. All right, thank you.